Graduated February of 2023.
Is that right, Phillip?
Is that right? 2024.
2024. A lot of animosity.
A lot of animosity.
I was very apprehensive to be here in the later stages of our court proceedings because I expected mediation to be something that we would have gone through in the beginning or somewhere in the middle. The fact that we were basically done with court and then forced to go to parenting class, I was not invested whatsoever.
I was a little bit reluctant because, as anybody who has kids and works knows, you have lots of things you do throughout the week, and I thought this is another thing I have to go to, another bill to have to pay after, everything else, so a little bit reluctant to go. Prior to BEH2O coming out of court, if I had to explain our co-parenting relationship in one word, it would be either tense or strained. I felt like there was a lot of opportunity for miscommunication. It felt like conversations could get twisted between the two of us. We just weren't on the same page. And after BEH2O, I just felt like it wasn't as hard anymore to come to an agreement on certain things. I wasn't nervous texting him anymore, asking him a question. And I think it benefited Cameron because what I took from it was, yes, the parenting plan is in place, but that doesn't always mean it's what's best. So we can flex it a little bit. For example, her holiday schedule is complete opposite of his other kids. Originally, I might have been like, well, that's what the parenting plan says, like this is my Christmas. But after learning from BEH2O to put Cameron at the center and what's best for her, I thought, well, yeah, we should flip because she should spend Christmas with her when her siblings are there. So
I think it's created so much more patience for me in my personal life because the assumption that in some of the lessons that we had, you see parents being so far gone egregious. So it's easy to say we don't do that in our family. But once you really start to understand the lessons, you realize that there's small tidbits in every situation that you're involved with that you see at home, okay, I do this, I do that. And then you learn very quickly that it has a way of showing that you're not helping your child grow. I think for me, I was understanding that no matter how much more experience that I had because I had older children and this was Jordan's only child, I can learn. And I was forcing myself to believe that I knew everything. This class taught me that each and every day is a new experience, to understand that everything is different. This child's different than my other children. This child's needs are different than my other child's needs. So it was an opportunity for me to sit back and say, okay, if I do take this seriously, I can grow as a person, which will allow me to have a way better relationship with my youngest daughter. I think we had to learn that we really didn't know each other. And that was really big for me, is to understand that all the time that I felt like I had known Jordan, I really didn't know Jordan. And it's hard for me to help Jordan raise our daughter when I don't know who she is. So not knowing who Jordan's triggers are would not allow me to understand what our daughter's triggers were. So I had to really sit back and understand how Jordan felt through this process so it can help me grow.
I don't know about how many weeks in it was, but it was one of our one-on-one meetings with our facilitator. And I felt like we were able to talk about things that were hard or emotions that each of us had. And from my perspective, I think Phillip was able to express openly his frustration, his anger, just all these things that he had pent up, and that I heard that. And I felt like that helped a lot. Just having that conversation that we probably wouldn't have effectively had on our own had we not had someone there to help facilitate that.
And then I personally would say we definitely wouldn't have had that conversation. We would have had no reason to have that conversation. So to be in here separated from the world, forced to connect and speak with each other, allowed us to really understand what the underlying issues were to begin with. Once we were able to figure that out, we could finally move forward. Yes. I think it's really neat to understand that once a child understands that they have two homes, instead of this is my house and then this is daddy's house, or this is my house and then this is mommy's house, places a child in a position to feel comfort no matter where they go. This class really taught us to help our child to understand that she's got two homes and that's okay. And she's got two daddies and that's okay. And she's got two mommies and that's okay. It allows her to go from place to place without feeling like, without a certain attachment from mother, a certain attachment from father, she's not going to be able to be the best that she can be.
Yeah, I think her comfort level has increased, or maybe it was my perceived, like, oh, she's not comfortable because she's at my house more. But I also changed my language, I think, with her. I learned that in the class. Instead of saying, you're going to daddy's this weekend, I'm going to miss you, saying, like, you're going to have so much fun, I can't wait to hear about it, and just kind of setting her up for her weekend with her dad, and fostering that relationship as much as I can. That's really hard to sum up because there was just so much, like, this program is really near and dear to my heart. My biggest takeaway, I think, is that things can get better, even if you feel like for a while your co-parenting relationship has been maybe strained, or we always have miscommunication, or we never get along. Things can definitely change.
That it's okay that sometimes there are systems in play that are meant to divide us, and this class was really meant to bring us together. I truly do believe that Jordan and I would not have the relationship that we have today without this class. It allowed us an opportunity to connect with other families and not compare and contrast, but be able to see that other people need help too. And if we're optimistic about this challenge that's new to us, we really take it seriously. Internally, we're helping other people out amongst that class. So instead of it just being Phillip and Jordyn are doing better, you have a class full of couples that couldn't speak, couldn't sit in the same room, now being able to hold conversations, plan vacations, plan events. Just these kids are in school, plan events together as families. And internally that helps these children grow. That's the whole goal in the first place. Be optimistic. I'm as stubborn as a mule. As stubborn as a mule. So I can assume if someone like me want to do it, and I'm still looking at it in the end and saying I'm so thankful that this program was available, then you're going to be just fine. It's necessary to sit amongst your own filth sometimes and be able to figure out what the real issues are. Because once you figure out what they are, you get past that, then you can move forward to helping your child grow. That really is the objective. If you're going to have children, you want to make sure that they can grow, whether your families can be together or unfortunately they're not. So be optimistic.
I would definitely have to echo the statement on just being optimistic, being open to the fact that it could help you, but also just to, when you enter the doors, really focus. I appreciated that there was so much change that happened here, and it didn't require a ton of work from me outside of here. As long as I showed up and I cleared my head of the rest of my day and just really leaned into the process, I gained a lot from it. So that's what I would say.